Congratulations, and thank you for letting me talk to you today about being recognized as the Lubbock Chamber's Business of the Month. We're awful proud of you and Hub Funding Solutions. Thank you very much for your membership and service to not only the Chamber, but also to all of our businesses, especially Chamber members in the community. So give me a little bit about background on both you and Hub Funding Solutions that we want everyone to hear, because we want to make sure that we expand everyone's knowledge.
So in 2013, we actually bought into a lending company that did direct lending and had several partners. And then after some medical issues, I decided to go branch out, left my own company to go look at some other options, what else is out there. And during that time, I worked for a business in Dallas and in Baltimore. And I learned a few of things from that. And one was that people needed more options. We needed to be able to, provide additional financing that we weren't just in the equipment realm. So that's when Hub was born, was here, almost 3 years ago.
That's good. Well, congratulations on getting all that started in your transition to this. And sounds like you got a lot of background for this as well. When we started trying to find solutions to help businesses that were starting to suffer because of all the closings and all the, the restrictions that were put on people, it was tough. And so y'all were able to really step up and help a lot of our businesses. Can you give me some maybe not by name, but some examples and how that you got a chance to help some folks?
Sure. So we ended up processing around 200 PPP applications. We're known in that realm under SBA as an agent. We help the client get the documents, get everything together so that it can be submitted to SBA. So under that, we did about 200 and ended up helping save or sustain about 1,000 jobs, which was really amazing. And one of the great stories out of that was that we had a manufacturing company here in the local area that had, normally about 100 employees, and they had about 70. Well, they needed to maintain that. They literally couldn't work. So we went in and we're an agent for those to do those PPPs. Now we're looking at getting them some additional funds to help with a new project because they're having to pivot. That's the key word now, isn't it?
Right, isn't it? Yes, ma'am.
And pivot through that. Then we're going to do a refinance and probably from there go into additional equipment and expanding their real estate openings. But all of that came from, we have a problem and how do we get through that? Because that's our foundation, is how do we identify the problem and find the one or multiple solutions that really fit?
Oh, that's great. And thanks again for all the folks that you were able to help. I know how much effort that was, and it was a pretty tricky getting into it. The application process was so crazy when we first got started, and so thank goodness we had folks like you that can navigate through the course of that very difficult system and help so many businesses and everything. So, and what a great story. I mean, that is really, really good. And I know that although the PPP money's kind of dried up, and hopefully we'll have another tranche of money be made available. Are y'all still, all the new relationships, that offered up an opportunity for potentially for you to get a lot more friends and business customers too, right?
Absolutely. It's been really good for local exposure because we've actually been operating nationally for years, but locally our reach was not that wide. You're always 17 in your hometown. So it was kind of, our reach nationally was so much stronger than it was here locally. But this has opened up a lot of local relationships that we had been looking to build. So it's been great to see and focus on what our community needs and how we can find those options beyond the bank that really work for people.
Well, and that's great. And we really appreciate, because I know there's still a lot of people who are, just teetering on the edge of not being able to sustain their business. So we do hope that there has to be another tranche of money and hurry ups and gets here so that'll help them. But one thing we know, we can count on y'all to continue supporting our businesses here locally.
Absolutely. Well, one great thing that I actually saw, I don't know if it's going to happen, but I saw that an additional round of PPP money could be available to people who had already received PPP funds. So I'm interested to see that come out. Of course, we always have those refinances and options available to help free up cash flow, AR issues and things like that. So I see hope for the future. we can't save everybody. It's not going to happen, but the goal is to strengthen and support those that we can.
And y'all have done a good job. And I know the SBA still has a little bit of a economic impact disaster loan money available. And we're trying to encourage folks to go after that as well, because anything that can keep their doors open for a little bit longer, if not forever. I mean, and we know that everything is going to shift and transition in that pivot that you mentioned. We know there's going to be a lot of changes in many industries across the South Plains and everything, but to have Hub Funding Solutions here and helping us and having you guide it and be our representative at the chamber. And we want to congratulate you again for being our Business of the Month.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Eddie.